Ah, the flip cameras. What could possibly define the years 2009 to 2011 in terms of internet video? The flip cameras were used everywhere, all over the place. They were the iPhone of their day. Of course, by then the iPhone actually did come out, but that's not the point. The point is, pretty much everyone had one. It's interesting to get into the different models and the different facts about each one and how they're different from each other one. And you may even be considering buying one, but you don't know where to start. You go on eBay and there's like 100 different models. There's actually only like 20, but that's not the point. The point is, this is going to be a series about the flip video camcorders. This is going to be the first episode, and although I have a flip Mino right here, that is actually not where we're going to start. Actually, that is where we're going to start. But only after a history lesson, ladies and gents, okay? The flip cameras first came out under a company by the name of Pure Digital. The first version of the flip camcorders was the Pure Digital point and shoot camcorder. It was a model number by the name of 225 as a follow-up to the CVS one-time use camcorder, which was model 200. And I'll get one of those eventually, and I'll go over it in this series as well. It was originally meant to be like a disposable camera. You take the video, you give it to CVS, they give you back your video on a DVD. And really, that was somewhat of a pioneer move in digital media. On September 12, 2007, the first Flip Ultra was released. It was actually the best-selling camcorder on Amazon.com after its debut. And it had about 13% of the camcorder market. The flip cameras had a few changes over the years. They started off under a company named Pure Digital, and then Pure Digital got sold to Cisco. They were sold to Cisco for $590 million in stock, and that was on May 21st, 2009. On April 12, 2011, Cisco said that it will not be producing these camcorders anymore. They wanted to go into the business market rather than the consumer market. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys the first HD flip Mino, the model 460, this particular one being the 460C variant, and I'll get into that later. But as you can see, this is what the box looks like here. You can see we got our flip logo, MinoHD. That's it. I mean, there's nothing else on the box. And you can see the box is rather scuffed and whatnot, because this box is, I want to say it's almost 7 years old now. So inside the box, we can see we have our flip camcorder. This would be the flip F460C, and you can see it is actually a mirror. Yeah, that's the camera I'm using to record. So that's pretty cool. But the C variant is the mirror version. B would be the black version. I think the regular F460 would be the white version. And then it can have, there were different like skins you could get for this particular model, if I remember correctly. Now, if we look on the bottom, we can see the F460C was in fact made by Pure Digital. You can see it has the very simple design that everyone knew and loved. You can see in there that's a fixed focus lens right next to your mono microphone. Only major flaw of this camcorder is that the microphone is too quiet. That's really it. I mean, video quality for its time, you know, in 2010, YouTube didn't really. I don't even think the 460 was released in 2010. I think it was mid 2009, if I remember correctly. There will be a subtitle stating it, so it won't matter. Anyway, it was, you know, for its time, 1280 by 720 at 30 frames per second was actually pretty good. Obviously, it's a little outdated now because, I mean, just look at the camcorder I'm using now. That costs less than this did when it was new. Okay, so we can see here we have our simple, you know, play button, zoom controls, forward, backward stuff, delete button, and record button. MinoHD, your speakers here, screen, you have your flip out, giving the camcorder its name, USB stick, and this particular one has a light on it which lights up when you plug it in. It's pretty cool. And that's it says TV, and I'd say AV out, but it's not. It's a little bit different in the sense that it's not like a picture-in-picture kind of thing. It's more of a, when you plug it into the TV, you can only play back. It's like a crappier version of HDMI, you know? This is our power button. I'm going to press that. I'm going to show you the menu, the setup menu here. And you can see I held down the record button there to get into the menu. So it lets you set your date, your time, and your tones, and then that's it. Very simple, very easy to use. Battery indicator, time recording left, it's ready to record. With that in mind, I am now going to get to the test footage. So here's the test footage using the Flip MinoHD model F460C. And there's the camcorder I was just using. You can see this is the flaw of the fixed focus lens. No matter, problem with it is I can't get close, otherwise it'll get all fuzzy. As far as video quality is concerned, it's pretty good. I mean, you know, it's not like, let me see here, let me complain about a camera. It looks better than the Vivitar DVR508 NHD. Of course, it does lack the 60 frames per second of the standard definition Sony DCR SX45. So it's kind of an in-between, you know, but it's in between the low end and the high end, I guess. Oh, and guys, calm down. I know what I said about the Sony Webby model MHS CM1, but I don't know if I want to say that this camera is better than the flip camera, because this camera has terrible low light quality, terrible microphone, and the 5x optical zoom and the built-in recording light just don't really add up to save it from the curse of being a bad camcorder. I mean, it's no wonder it's discontinued. Same goes with the flip cam, of course, because these break very easily. Let's stop recording my boring old white poster board, or whatever this is, and get to the other test footage. One thing I did forget to mention is that this camcorder has a 2x, or 2x as some people call it, I guess. I always thought it just made the image 2x larger, so that's why I said 2x. Anyway, it has a 2x or 2x digital zoom, which is obviously completely useless, but it's there in case you need it, like if you're trying to get into that smaller detail right there, unclassified sticker. See that? This camcorder does not have any type of image stabilization, so you're gonna end up having a little bit of trouble with things like walking, or if you're a shaky person like I am. Boozy. I join you guys today in a nasty old basement to discuss the low light quality of the Flip Mino camcorder. So I've got the stuff. If you know my videos, you know these. Obviously. So the light here is pretty dim. You know, it's a single ceiling light, but how good is it when we turn it off? Let's see, and I'll turn off those as well. So there's barely any light shining in there, and you know, it's as far as a low light, it's a very, very good camcorder. I think this is really where the flip camera excels. Because you can't, I mean, obviously you won't be able to make out the details, but you can still see kind of what's going on there. And if we turn on a light, in the distance, it gets even better. I mean, it's still rather dim in here, and you can still see, you know, you can still kind of make out the text here. Like I did in previous tests, here are some SMPTE bars in the NTSC format. It looks pretty good on this camera's little monitor. I think the only flaw is that these darker colors down here, I believe there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shades of gray and or black down there. It doesn't look like they're getting made out very well, but I can't really tell now. So, and I'll also show you how it can differentiate between shades of gray there. You can see that. That's pretty cool. Alright, I'm now going to show you the quote AV out, or whatever it is. The TV out, I don't know. I'm going to connect this to a television now using its AV cables. There we go. Now see, this is only for playback, right? So you're not going to be able to actually have it plugged in and, you know, have picture here, picture there kind of deal. So just playback, as you can see. But that is the camera connected to the TV. Let's see how the playback looks. Not bad. I like the countdown timer. Looks decent. I'll go ahead and test out this camcorder's microphone when recording off of speakers from inside my MacBook here, so I'll go ahead and play this sound. Or maybe something like... And then we'll go in for simple sounds like shakers. So yeah, that is the Flip Mino camcorder. So, would I recommend the Flip MinoHD F460C? As much as I hate to say it, no, I wouldn't. There's just too many better options these days. If this were the year 2010, I would absolutely recommend this camcorder to you without question. But it's not. It's now, and there's just too many different better camcorders out there. Like, for instance, this Samsung HMX F90. It's pretty good, but it's better than the flip cameras. Now, as far as things like convenience are concerned, yes, I would totally recommend the flip camera if you just need a cheap, simple pocket camera, or if maybe you're getting a camera for your kids and they're just starting out with getting into video, I guess. I don't know what your kid's doing. Then yeah, sure, go ahead and get him a flip camera. They're cheap. The only problem is they're easy to break, so I would not recommend this. Bottom line, no. If you're a collector, yeah, but if you're just a consumer, no. Now, the rating, I would rate this a 5 out of 10. Give it half the scale there, because it has redeeming features and qualities, but it also has a lot of unredeeming qualities, or whatever the opposite of that would be. Like the low zoom, low video quality. Something else is that the transfer speed from USB is actually somewhat slow from what I've seen, but that might differ between computers, so. No image stabilization. The only thing is it has good low light quality. So that's the Flip MinoHD F460C. Next episode, I have no idea what next episode is going to be or when it will come out, so I guess thanks for enjoying this one while it lasted.